Interesting story here in the New York Post. Cancerous tumor vanishes with injection of modified herpes virus. Huh. So this actually reminds me of, I don't know how many of you guys remember this. I feel like it was back in 2015 or 2016. Vice did a Killing Cancer episode. And they found, I think it was the measles virus and maybe a couple other, that there was this experimental treatment for cancer where you give somebody measles or some other virus, and then in some cases with some specific cancers, it worked. It cured people who had cancer. It was incredible. Now, there's been some criticism after the fact. Some experts say they overstated the case as to how effective this is. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I just know what I see in the news. But take everything I say when it comes to any sort of medical stuff with a grain of salt, because I'm just an idiot political commentator. Okay, so take it for what it is, but here's what they say in this article. Herpes is a curse to most, but maybe a blessing to some. A new cancer therapy that employs a modified form of the virus to attack tumors has totally cleared a London man's cancer of the salivary glands. The drug, called RP2, was proven to have promising effects in early clinical trials overseas. Krzysztof Wojciechowski, the 39-year-old survivor, told the BBC that he was preparing to die when he heard of the experimental drug, which was available through a Phase 1 safety trial at the Institute of Cancer Research in the UK. He gave it a chance since his cancer continued to grow despite attempts at other treatments. Now, Wojciechowski claims he's been cancer-free for 2 years. Wow. RP2 involves a weakened form of the herpes simplex virus, the virus that causes cold sores, that has been modified to only infect tumors. Unlike other cancer drugs, it is injected directly into the tumor. Once inside the body, the virus replicates itself until the cancer cells explode. At the same time, it also rallies the immune system to attack what's left, according to lead researcher Kevin Harrington. RP2 works similarly to T-VEC, which is also engineered based on the herpes simplex virus. Approved to treat advanced skin cancer in 2015, this drug includes a gene that stimulates the production of immune cells that prepares the immune system to attack. Quote, when we have tumors that are heavily pre-treated and they respond favorably to RP2 or T-VEC, that's even more food for thought, in the sense that now we have tumors that were resistant to treatment and are responding. Jonathan Zager of the Moffitt Cancer Center, who was not involved in the trial, told Insider. While Wojciechowski is living a life without cancer, other patients in the UK trial had less dramatic results. Most saw their tumors shrink and only experienced mild side effects, such as tiredness. 3 out of 9 participants who were given the trial drug alone, and 7 of the 30 who received a combined treatment appeared to benefit from RP2. So 3 out of 9 and 7 of 30. Not overwhelming numbers. Quote, we'll see some more studies done in the very near future, and I'm excited, certainly not disheartened or skeptical. Okay. So, I mean, look, that's interesting stuff, man. If I, Lord knows, shit. If I ever get cancer, I will run as fast as I can to whatever the shit was they did in Vice or whatever the shit is they're doing here. So it's good to know that there's some options out there. I mean, it's just, when you hear stuff like this, you just can't help but come away with, I fucking love science. You know, that is the overall takeaway for sure. Because living in a time when there's literally zero hope and everything is just total pseudoscience and made-up medicine. Like, remember back, what was it, in the Middle Ages, where, Dark Ages or something, where they would, they put leeches on the body to, like, purify the blood or some shit, because they just assumed every illness was because of bad blood. You look back at stuff like that and you go, fuck, that's crazy. But then also you think, well, how many treatments in today's day and age are kind of the modern equivalent of that, right? And there's probably still some that are like that don't have that much evidence. Like, I know homeopathy is total horseshit. A lot of so-called alternative medicine is pure horseshit. But this is an example of, like, real, serious, hardcore science and medicine that has some decent impact here. And it just gives you a little bit of hope that, God forbid anything happens, you know, there are options, man. There are things you can do. And let's just say in some ways, I'm much happier that I live in today's day and age than I lived, whatever, back in the day, back in the dark ages. Also for stuff like fucking internet, TV, AC, heat, right? Electricity, like shit like that. And I know it's a very modern person type answer, but hey, it's true, man. I would not want to give up these modern luxuries. And it's just a wonderful story. I hope it's true. I hope it works out. I hope that we have effectively found some semblance of a cure for cancer because cancer fucking sucks. And I know Biden goes around, he always talks about how we're going to cure cancer. We're going to do whatever, the modern day moonshot or some shit. For him, that's curing cancer. I respect that. I'm happy with that. But also, I'd go a step further and say, dog, if you just did a universal healthcare system, you could save 45,000 lives every single year. And he doesn't even want to do that. He doesn't even want to do a public option, never mind a single payer system. So let's start with the things we know work, right? And one of them is give everybody healthcare. So start with that, and then we could get to let's cure cancer type shit. But I love stories like this. It gives people hope. Ever since Adpocalypse, when YouTube defunded all independent news and politics overnight, we haven't trusted them. We know they can pull the rug out from underneath us at any time. If you enjoy this content, please consider tipping $1 or $2 per month on the Secular Talk Patreon. Link in the video description box below. Thanks for your support.